One of the quiet changes that I made in my life had nothing to do with food or hormones or exercise. It was this. I just stopped consuming news. I stopped constantly scrolling, even the good content. And for years, I just always felt like that I needed to stay informed. I needed to know what was happening in the world all the time. News, updates, headlines. Even when I wasn't watching the news, I was still constantly consuming information, like podcasts or videos or articles, and even personal growth content, educational content, stuff that was supposed to be helping improve my life. And I started to realize something, that we are just not designed to carry the emotional weight of the world every single day. We just aren't. There's always going to be something that's alarming, something that's tragic, something that's urgent. And when you consume it constantly, your nervous system just never gets a chance to rest. And there was another layer to it too that I noticed. Sometimes all that learning just wasn't actually helping me grow. It was helping me to delay. I could listen to another podcast, watch another tutorial, take another course, read another article, and it felt productive. It felt responsible. It felt like I was improving my life. But when I finally got honest with myself, I wasn't putting it into practice. It just became a way to feel like I was doing something without actually doing the thing. And at some point I realized that if I wasn't walking away and actually applying a few of these real changes, then all of that information was just stuff that was filling my head. It wasn't changing my life. It wasn't helping others. So now I realize that if there's something out there that's just truly important that I have to know, then I'll hear about it in the news. I'll hear about it. And I'm not really sticking my head in the sand. I think that's another ditch on the other side of the road, but I'm just no longer volunteering to carry every headline every single day. I do get it's just a little daily news email. It's in my email, and it's just a daily feed that gives a short summary of the day's news and a little scripture from that perspective. And honestly, most days I don't even open it, because peace matters more than constant updates. And the same thing happened with scrolling. Even though my feed was clean and educational and inspiring, it was still noise. It's still noise. It's endless input, constant voices, and no space to even think my own thoughts. And so now, instead of just reaching for my phone or just automatically doing that, I just sit in silence, or I read, or I think, or I write. And at first it feels uncomfortable. It felt really uncomfortable because we're so used to filling up every empty moment. But eventually the silence just starts to feel like peace. It starts to just be comforting. You know, when I was younger, back when newspapers were still a daily thing, I used to always read the obituaries. And I know that sounds a little morbid, especially for a kid, but I wasn't reading them for the tragedy of it. I was reading them for perspective. I liked seeing how a life was remembered and what people said about them, what really mattered in the end. And it was also just a quiet reminder that one day my life is going to be summarized like that too. And that realization changes what feels urgent today. Stepping away from the constant news, the endless scrolling, the information overload, it didn't make me less aware, it made me more present. It made me more peaceful. It made me more willing to actually live the life that's right in front of me.